So we are back again, and I'm happy to report we just recently got a sizable restock of OrSlow that includes a lot of core, it includes some seasonal, primarily we got a lot of bottoms. So now that we are flush with inventory, we thought it'd be fun with what we have to walk through all the fits of OrSlow. It's been some time since we've done this. I know we did it old YouTube back at the store, and maybe 1 or 2 times since. However, y'all love OrSlow pants. We know and recognize that, and we thought it'd be a good opportunity to say, here's how they all fit.
Also, sometimes it's kind of difficult to see on the website the actual differences, especially when you're looking at 5 pairs of green pants, but they all do have variations, differences in fit, differences in fabric, differences in weights, things, boxiness. So we were thinking, we'll put them on our friend Easton. He will walk in, we'll give you a quick description of what makes them different from the last one or whatever, and you can get an idea of how they fit somebody. And we know it's not every single fit. We're kind of focused on denim and then pants as 2 separate things. So this is really just focused on the pants, and we're going to try to go through them quickly, but give you a nice, like, detailed look at what each one does and why we carry all of them.
All right, so starting off with the #1 hitter, the regular fit US Army fatigue. This is in their standard sateen offering. This is not the used version. The used version will be short to follow. I've got these. You've had them in the green used. The staff's all got them. It's arguably one of our best selling things that we have.
This is sort of like the most pure form of green pants when we think
100%.
of them. Like this or maybe the EG one, but honestly this is probably the easiest to wear. It is a straight leg, slightly higher rise, nothing crazy but slightly higher, straight throughout. No complications here. These age really nicely. You can wear and wash them. They don't shrink a ton.
I was gonna say that,
They're like just as simplified as this thing can be. This feels as close to kind of like the finding a vintage pair as you can, outside of like maybe more worn or whatever. But like if you're just finding like a dead stock, this is kind of what it would be. Only thing to note here, maybe the difference is the regular fit is a button fly as opposed to a zipper. Anytime it's a regular fit, button fly over zipper. Doesn't really change a ton, but it does kind of affect how the wear happens in that area because you get sort of that like kind of more kind of pulls and pushes and kind of creates a different like top block.
And like with the buttons, over time you wash the fabric, similar to like a phone fade, you get the button fade on the fly and stuff like that.
Really common in vintage.
I treat mine like a project pair of jeans, where I got yard work to do on the weekend or I'm just dicking around in the house, I got a project. I'll put them on intentionally, trying to beat them up, and then wash dry. Really, like, these are, do anything you want in these.
So it felt like this was smart to start with. This is the overall fit. We'll have them do one more spin, but this is kind of the epitome of green pants when we talk about that kind of thing. And this is a size 3.
Yes, Easton is size 3. How tall are you? 6'2". He's 6'2". All right, off the heels of regular fit green, this is regular fit green used. So same pair of pants, the idea is that they've been washed heavily. So like I said, with mine, I treat them as a project pair. They're certainly not to this level. They're getting there. You get this really cool horizontal kind of fading and texture really show up. Really just wanted to show you how the fabric changes over time with wear and wash.
Kind of looks a little bit more minty, a little bit more fuzzy. They're definitely a lot softer. Only thing I might note is that because they're heavily washed, it shrinks a little bit.
A little bit,
So some people, myself included, I size up in these and then I just cinch them down. And then that way you still get that really loose. Plus the other thing is because these are a lot softer and more worn in, there's a little bit more drape and play. So I don't mind having those a little looser on me just because they hang really nice.
That's actually really smart to point out, Timothy. It's worth noting. I've begun buying size 4s in all of my OrSlow pants and then cinching them on both sides, or one of them, depending on how it is, and after a wash or after you've worn it for a little bit. You know, the fit changes. And
you think of a fatigue as like a trouser as opposed to like a denim or something where it's supposed to be a little bit more fitted, especially as these like soften and drape so much, it really works. It works a lot better. So these are the ones I personally buy because I like the softness right off the bat and the drapiness, and I like even the more minty color. But the ones we looked at before will also get to that point, which is heavy wash and wear.
Same situation, same fabric, just heavily washed.
What you're looking for.
And also worth noting, you know, where you wear your pants might fall a little differently than how they fall on me and Easton. Obviously, he's much taller than us, so you know they will look slightly different, but this is kind of a North Star.
So it just depends on what you're looking for from that pair.
All right, so we're back. We're gonna round out the U.S. Army regular fit OrSlows. Again, we've got a change in fabric. This time it is green Ripstop. I wanna call out something. It's a little starchy, but it's softer than it appears right out of the rip when you put these on. This has a nice drape to it. I would reckon if you give it one wash, it'll soften up a ton and fade just like a sateen or like a denim. But yeah, same fit.
I would actually argue
Ripstop.
that Ripstop does that more so, or at least quicker than the sateen. So really what I would do is, yes, are they a little stiff? Just think of them as like raw denim right away.
Yeah.
So wear them for like, you know, as long as you can go before washing them for the first time, just so you kind of set in the like, I don't know, shape of them.
Sure.
And then once you wash them, it will soften up really quickly. Once you start washing Ripstop, it gets like a little weirdness to it at the first run. Just keep pushing through it. It's just kind of like raw denim. Once you get through that, then they fit like better and softer than anything else. Treat this like almost like raw denim, but it's light. It's way lighter weight. So if you're looking for something like that for like the summer or spring, it's really ideal.
Yep. And worth noting, again, between fabrics, the fit does change slightly with it being a different fabric. These are running a little longer, so it looks like he's wearing it the same place on his waist, but there's something to consider.
Shrinks a little, not a ton.
Ripstop.
Keep it in cold water if you can, air dry. As long as you tumble dry, should be totally fine.
Yeah.
But easy to work with, just to start that a little stiff.
Same details, same situation. You got the side cinches, but
like we said, the only other maybe true north of the green pant movement would be engineered garments. This is like what the original EG ones were made from too. So this is kind of like hitting on that kind of vibe.
All right, and we're back. This is the last fatigue. Obviously, we've got it in other fabrics, colors, et cetera, but this is a different fit. This is the slim fit fatigue. For a long, long time, this was the heavy hitter for us. Everybody's looking for a little more fuller leg, a little straighter leg.
But this one still sells out.
Sells out.
It just depends on what you... And I think the important thing to note here right away is that when you see it, especially on Easton, it's not
tight.
Skinny. I think a lot of people ask us, how slim it is. It's got a nice steady taper, but it almost feels like an old 501 or something. It's just a little easier to wear with like sneakers and stuff, I would say.
For sure. I like that actually. Like nothing that's gonna fall over the whole shoe.
I could totally see if you're a green pant guy having both and using them interchangeably
100%.
for different looks. So it's really not that much different. Little less room in the top block, but still not none. You know what I mean? It's certainly not low rise or anything like that. It's really just a slightly more tapered.
And at the moment, we've only got it in the regular green sateen. So again, we don't have the green used or a Ripstop version, but as we mentioned,
I don't think they make those in the slim fit, but we do have like black versions, khaki versions, things like that.
Yes.
So great nonetheless, just kind of used for a different, different silhouette, I would say. Yeah.
We are now switching out of fatigues. We are moving into, this is the French work pant. We've got it in blue right here. Typically, we've got it in black. We've got it in a crew, blue, navy, khaki.
It's all herringbone. They change out the fabrics too seasonally, but it's always the same fit for the most part. There is a wide version.
We have the wide version. I think we're out of it right now.
Doesn't always go, but this is kind of the standard. It's really great because it looks like it's about as straightforward of a trouser as you can imagine. It's not super wide. It's not super slim. It lands somewhere in between. The key feature here is this the back elastic waist. The nice thing about it is it sort of tucks everything up and creates that really nice like flat front look in the front. I really like that it has the not button or inset pockets. You get the outset almost like a fatigue, but you get no flat. And on the right side, they have the button, for wallet or whatever. So it's really like a utility-minded pant that but there's not much to it in like the best possible way.
And if we're talking weight-wise, I'd say low to medium weight. Not a heavy pant.
I think this one is probably, even though it does very well, probably the most slept on one from OrSlow. I see less people talking about it, but this one is like, in my mind, it's like just kind of this nice straightforward fit that would work for anybody.
And like I said, coming off the heels of the slim fit fatigue, I think these are comparable. You know what I mean? So 100%. They're close, but not exactly the same. All right, cool. Back with the last non-denim offering. This is seasonal at the moment, but you know, I've seen them prior. We haven't had them prior. This is the Easy Cargo from OrSlow. In my opinion, it's a really, really similar fit to the vintage fit 6-pocket cargos. This is very similar, although it'll have elastic waist with the drawstrings. You got the part cargos on the side, a little bit of a taper, and we've got these pockets here in the back. What would you call these, Timbo?
I don't know. It's like a dump pocket, which is what it would be on like a jacket whenever when the pocket like wraps all the way around.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar. It reminds me of like climbing pants and stuff like that, where you've got like the huge, so you've got like a lot of space. The one thing that I really like when pants have this is that it creates a bunch of space for the items going in and spreads it out, as opposed to kind of keeping it in one contained area.
Yeah.
So it helps not wear things out. Also kind of helps it move around to wherever you're moving.
Yep.
So I feel like it just creates more space inside the pants. So it's a really comfortable way to have big pocket.
Love it. Nice lightweight fabric, really good for summer. Like, I love the elastic waist. I love stuff like that in the summer. You could give these a little roll if you wanted to kind of play them super casual with a pair of sneakers, but this is our first time having this pant. Judging from the past, I'm assuming that people are really gonna love these, but we've got them in this olive color. We also have them in a charcoal. So it's like not a straight black, not a washed black. It's like somewhere in that middle. So, but these are really sharp, really love these. All right, cool. So we're back. We are out of non-denim offerings. And while this is not a 5-pocket denim, I wanted to start with this before we get into those. This is the denim painter pant. So it's in denim used. Also, seasonally, we'll have them in dad fit denim painter pants. Black denim stone,
Much
one
changes,
wash.
it's just a slightly bigger rise, like maybe by half an inch, and then
a little thicker fabric.
Like, a little bit wider too. It's
But
not by a ton.
In the similar realm.
This is like, without a doubt, the softest denim we have right out the gate. It's the lightest, it's really comfortable. This is probably maybe even my favorite denim from OrSlow personally. I really like this fit. It's kind of, has that kind of like curved 60s thing happening off the hips, and then stays very straight. All triple needle throughout, so it's got that workwear thing, all tacked, almost feels like Wrangler, more Wrangler inspired or like Lee inspired. Super comfortable. It's like the easiest to wear without a doubt.
Yeah, love them.
Also really easy to stitch because you don't need to give them chain stitched. They are straight stitched, so you can go have them done wherever. So they're really easy. I love the wash right out the gate. Kind of goes with everything.
Yeah. Here,
kind of a perfect summer denim.
Before we wrap this up, I want to show a little thing on the YouTube. You know what I'm gonna do, Timbo?
No, absolutely not. I don't know.
Okay. So while we're here, Easton has on the painter pant denim used. Long ago, this was our first collaboration with OrSlow. We did a painter pant collaboration. This is black sateen. We did it in a cream corduroy as well. Someone on the Discord found these on eBay, correct? And they are absolutely torched. These were black when they started out. So literally has no relation to this other than it's the same fitting pair of pants. But I figured why not? It's time for show and tell. So.
This was like really early on collaboration. You know, very few people have these. They were done in really small runs because we were small. They were still small. We've all come a long way since then. But yeah, this was the original, and it was really cool to see someone that had put like that much actual wear into them.
Absolutely nuts. You conversed with the fellow.
Yeah, he's from near here. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, the crotch is repaired like 12 times at least. Really cool. I couldn't resist myself, boys. So. All right, cool. So now we are into the proper 5-pocket denim offerings. Again, kind of the bread and butter. I've got a pair on today, but let's start with, we're going slim to baggy. Baggy, roomy, not slim, what have you. This is the 107.
This has been the thing we've carried the longest from OrSlow, quite frankly. You know, like you said, for so long, everything was more this tapered look, and then it went a little bit fuller. So they still have all options, and all options sell great. I think the reason they sell so great is because this is basically sort of a mimic of a 505, approximately. It's got the zipper, a little less high rise, but still roomy up here, especially in the thigh, and then a taper from the knee down. You can really see it is slim, but I would just call it tailored more than anything else.
I like that. Yeah.
Again, I just feel like when you have something like this is what you'd wear with like an Oxford or something like that, or like a thin tennis shoe or something like that. And then, if you want a little bulkier, it's nice to go for the more roomy. Or if you just know I'm a 505 or a 501 guy, that's the main difference I see in like fit. This is similar to 505, the other one's similar, the 105, which we'll get to, is similar to a 501.
Yep.
So that's the way I kind of view them. A couple details that you might not see like just on the computer or whatever is the oxidized buttons. I think this is one of the coolest details they do. Really gives it that true vintage feel.
Yep.
For me, it's just like that's one of those details that OrSlow does specifically that I think makes them so special. The denim is all one wash, which we were just talking about this. Feels stiff right out of the bat. It's because it's been washed. If you've ever like soaked your jeans and then let them air dry and then put them on, they feel crispier than when they are perfectly raw. Same situation. The nice thing is though, either one quick rinse or one quick wear, honestly, is going
or
to
a tumble when they're dry,
It doesn't take much. So just know that like, I really mean this with pants. I don't think any pant looks good on your first wear. I don't really think it looks good until your like fifth wear.
I agree.
I really consider that with jeans, like just let them kind of evolve around you and how you wear clothes, and then they'll get better and better. So I really love the 107. It's one of our best sellers.
Yep. I want to shout out too with the jeans in particular. Wash and dry your fatigues, but everybody's got this weird, you can't do X, Y, or Z with your jeans. Wash them and dry them as much as you want, or as little as you want. It literally doesn't matter. But like these, I will throw in the washer and dryer. You've had dozens of OrSlows. Wash and dry, wash and dry. You don't gotta baby them. Just treat them like.
You can if you want to be.
Yeah, if you want
those super high contrast fades and everything, you can't wash them that often.
Yeah, you can hold off on washing.
So you're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to put them in the refrigerator. You're gonna have to put them in the cold soak in the bathtub. All that old school shit. And if you're into that, that's great. These will still do that. The reason we primarily carry OrSlow is because of how like forgiving they are. So you can wash and wear these a ton. You can never wash them. You can do whatever you want, and this denim really like works around you. So that's why we like it so much, because of the versatility.
And just speaking to how long we've had these, OrSlow is flattering on just about everybody. You can find a cut for any person who's going to come into the store. They're usually coming out of the dressing room stoked on the OrSlow.
I could still make a very strong case of why you need each one of these fits.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think they do very different things, and you kind of want those in your. I mean, just even I don't know if it'll come out before or after, but we did a layering video. There's a reason to have different widths of pants, even if you're normally I'm like let's say I normally like something a little bit more tapered.
Yeah.
There's a reason to have something a little looser sometimes when you've like increased volume up here, or you need to rebalance and do something a little more tailored here because you want really wide up here. There's a reason to have different things. So that's why we try to showcase everything, and we still carry all of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. That looks great.
Let's jump into this one. This is overall probably our best-selling jean in general, and this is the 105 we mentioned before.
Yes, this is the 2-year wash. So worth noting again, the one wash might appear a little fuller, but generally this is the cut.
One thing I want to note that is important with a 105, it does slightly change season to season, sometimes even within the batch. It's small changes, but there are minor changes, which I think really goes into making them special. Each one is a little bit unique because of the way it's washed and worn. This is a very natural looking wash, and it's tough to achieve, so it happens very organically. This is the take on like a 501 like I was talking about before. A lot more room in the top lock, but and very straight from the leg down. Not as full in the thigh, but straighter than the 107 obviously.
Yep.
This is like the most common jean you could have, but like it's like the #1 thing I would recommend.
Yeah, listen, you just want a regular pair of jeans?
Yeah.
There you go.
And we've got all the washes of them that exist, and they're all great. We've got the one wash that we just looked at, we've got the 2-year, and then it comes in a bunch of seasonal options. This is probably the best seller, and I think it's because it's that right between of like a stone wash or something, but it's definitely light and it will continue to age. In fact, the ones I had got to the point where they looked lighter than the like sky blue denim that we carry. So they really do keep aging and mature. That's what I think is so great about this wash in particular, is that they've done so little processing to it, that what happens is as you wear it, you're gonna, like they've started some whiskering, that will just continue, and it's just
accentuate,
they're giving you like a jump start on breaking in a pair of jeans. So super simple. There's not much to like go off of from there. It's all the same stuff as the 107, is just applied here in a slightly different fit. And I would argue it's the easiest to wear. If there was to be one that you got, this is the one I would recommend. Yep. And I honestly also too, I've worked in this business a long time. I've worked in denim a long time. This is the best fitting overall jean and my most recommended jean that I've ever worked with. So this is the reason we carry them. This is the reason we carry OrSlow in general. This is the one. So
Yep.
you only have one, this is it.
All right, cool. Here we are. Moving on. And we're back. So this is a new offering. This is the second shipment I believe we've had of these, but it's not something that OrSlow has offered for a long time, much more recent. This is the model 66 in one wash. So it's based off of a 1966 501. It has a little bit more of a curved hip up top, a little roomier through the leg, not much of a taper if there's a taper
There's
at all.
a little bit of a taper, but it's very mild. Yeah. It's very mild compared to like a 107 or something.
Yeah, this is a really flattering cut. You look really good in it, but I think like I might like this on people more than I like the 105 personally. I think what you get out of it is really, really good, inoffensive in the best way. Nobody's gonna look at this and be like, you got some weird ass jeans on. You know what I mean?
The way trends are in 2025, this is the perfect compromise between like getting over like a skinny jean but don't want to go wide or something.
Exactly.
This is the nice in betweener. It's not, it's definitely wider than the 105 by a smidge, but it also like because of that curved hip and that little bit of taper, it fits comfortably in between those fits. It's really versatile and it works super well on kind of anybody. So, and I also want to note that the denim is slightly different.
It's still rinsed, but it's almost a little closer to a raw. So of the one wash of the 105 or the 107, and then there's raw, it's in between. So it's like a half wash.
It almost has that like stiffer feel right away, almost like a Zimbabwe cotton or something.
Yeah, dope.
So somewhere in between.
We really love these. We'll have these as long as they make them. This has been stellar for us. So, all right.
Where are you going?
Do as you will.
Anyway, I'll see you guys.
I am wearing 101s today. It's my favorite pair of jeans. Timothy, you wore 101s 2 days ago in the one wash. These are 101s denim used. This has been something people have been asking for a long time. Are they ever gonna do a washed version of the 101? The black denim stone sells out every time, as does the one wash. I'm very happy to report we've got the 101 dad fit in the denim used.
Based on interest, I'd be surprised if these were still in stock by the time we release the video, but fingers crossed, and if you're seeing it, I would go on there and buy them. Very similar denim to what you see in like the 90s wash that they do in the 105, just done in the 101. The 101 is like a take on like a 90s silver tab. Those old silver tabs are kind of, in my opinion, a bit difficult to wear if you're not going for like a fashion guy kind of look or like vintage kid kind of look. So this is sort of like a hybrid of like a couple different things, in my opinion, which I think makes it endlessly more wearable. I think especially in those cases, a lot of the back side of the pant is often not as flattering on those. I think they've done a good job at creating that higher rise, that wide fit without making the back side of the jean unflattering.
Yeah, like it's not dumpy, you know?
Exactly.
That'd be the word. Yep.
So I really like this. I love the rise. I love the fit. They're super fucking comfortable. And one thing to note, they are not selvage. People get weird about that. It's just because when you wash the non-selvage part, it gets a lot softer. It's just a looser weave. It's more comfortable. And then you get this nice drape, which I think is really important on a jean like this, that you get that drape. So really high quality denim still being used, super soft, almost like pajama feeling, to be honest with you.
Yeah, from their perspective, it's even further than a 2-year wash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So easy to wear, kind of fits on anyone. These are also a really great unisex jean. So if you're kind of, I mean, all of OrSlow is, but these in particular.
Yeah, that's nice to know. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna round it all out. This is the 100 Super Dad. So think it's just one more than the 101. It's even baggier. So, you can see here, it's nice and full the whole way down. Worth noting, these run about half a size big in the waist. So he wore a 3 for every other pair of pants you saw here. This is the size 2.
The intention here is a ballooned fit. This is meant to be large. It's meant to have a more dramatic look. It's meant to be a little bit more fashion forward. I think where this works really well is when you pair it with some sort of like a jumbo hoodie or something like that. When you have something where it's going to drop off the shoulder, where you're kind of like increasing the drama on all proportions. It works really well in that place, especially with like a big sweater or something like that. It really works well. But you're definitely going to get that more dramatic look to it. This also looks nice if you have like a longer coat, so you kind of create a longer proportion on top, looser at the bottom. This is going to be a little bit more playful. I think it could totally be an everyday jean if this is the fit you like, because it will age and wear really well. Again, super comfortable right off the rip just because of the fit, type of denim. It's pretty easy to wear. It's kind of self-explanatory, and it's just it's like the fashion-forward version of the dad fit.
For sure, for sure. All right, so that's it. We really, really, really love OrSlow. It's been no joke. In fact, Ichiro of OrSlow, he was in this room about a year and some change ago, paint splattering pieces for our customers. So we love OrSlow. That is a run through of the offerings we've got from them to highlight mostly fit, but some fabric as well.
We'll call it delivery one. It was predominantly core and pants, so that hopefully covered quite a bit of ground, but we'll do a follow-up when we get the next shipment, and we'll just keep it going. Obviously, we probably missed a couple seasonal pieces and things like that.
For sure,
that should at least give you a pretty solid idea of the silhouettes that you kind of work inside with OrSlow pants in particular. So hopefully it was helpful. If you have other questions, you can drop them below, or if you want to know about more details, you can get a hold of us in like a million different ways. We've also done deep dives on the podcast about OrSlow, so check out customer service for that kind of stuff. I do also believe there is several other videos on this channel about OrSlow. So if you need more information, it's available, it's around. If not, we are around, so you can contact us pretty easily.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit us up, be in touch. Suggestions for things like this, we'd love more. This has been great. So we plan to do it today, and it's been a real hoot.
Tell us below what your favorite fit of OrSlow is.